Hello everyone, welcome to Salesforce CPQ video series. In today's session, we will look at CPQ products. My name is Sudha Sundaram. I have 12 plus years of experience predominantly in the Salesforce and the Agile world. I am Laminix Salesforce.com certified, which includes Application Architect and Salesforce CPQ Specialist. I'm also a Trailblazer mentor. Here are my LinkedIn and Twitter handles. If you would like to follow me, please feel free to. In today's session, we would look at what are products, a typical overview of CPQ products, what are subscription and perpetual products, and how do we configure products. Here are some related videos that would help us understand product configuration better. Please go and look at pricing methods and also the CPQ package settings video for proration. So product catalog is the foundation upon which a substantial amount of CPQ configuration is built. It is extremely important to take time to define products well. This is not necessarily a technical question. It is typically understanding what products does your customer sell, what levels should they be captured in Salesforce CPQ. For instance, if a product has components, do they need to be broken down out for specific purposes of quoting? So let us take an example here. Let us take an example of a laptop. So various components of laptops are selectable options and they drive the price of the laptop. Say, for example, if they have a larger hard drive or memory or higher battery capacity. So these would potentially increase the price of the laptop. So they should probably be defined as products. But if you are defining big complex piece of factory machinery, for example, keep in mind that Salesforce CPQ is primarily used for quoting purposes. And if we take into account every small screw or nut and bolt of the machinery and turn them into a product, that is not really what CPQ or CPQ product catalog is meant for. So in addition to defining what the customer products are and the level of which they need to be captured in Salesforce CPQ, make sure that the products are well described. Things like unique product codes, product family, categories, or other attributes that will help organize them and which users can search against. This will make a huge impact down the road for the efficiency of the CPQ process. Salesforce CPQ utilizes and extends the native product object. An early process in any Salesforce CPQ implementation will be defining the product catalog, starting with its basic attributes, like I mentioned, the product name, code, product family, product description, but also any custom attributes a customer may use to describe a product. Say, for example, your customer's products have attributes like energy efficiency or recyclable, then please ensure those custom attributes are included as well when you describe the product. Now, moving on, let us see how do we create products in Salesforce CPQ. In your CPQ application, go to the Products tab and click on New. Let's say we want to create a 7th generation laptop with 11.6-inch screen. So I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it laptop 7th gen and 11.6. Let us give a unique product code for this product. I'm going to say laptop 7th gen. And we can select a product family. Laptop is typically a hardware, so I'm going ahead and choosing hardware as a product family. Let's make this product active. I created this custom fields on products to say what hardware type is. I'm going to just choose laptop and click on Save. So there are some additional fields you will see here, like default quantity, quantity editable, So default quantity is the quantity that you want to default every time on this product when you add it to the quote line. So when I say default quantity 1, every time I add this product to my quote, it would show the quantity as 1. And when I say quantity is editable, it means it's going to allow or prevent the user from changing the quantity for this product. So when I check this, it is going to allow the user to change the quantity for this product. If I uncheck this, then it means it should prevent the user from changing the quantity for this product. And you can also say whether you want to apply discounts on these products or not. There is a field called non-discountable if you scroll down under Salesforce CPQ discounting. So when you say a product is non-discountable, that means this product cannot be discounted by the user. And if I scroll up a little bit, you will see some fields here that are related to pricing under the Salesforce CPQ pricing section. So pricing method, it's used for applying a pricing method to this product. So Salesforce CPQ ships with 4 basic pricing methods out of the box. So let me quickly edit and show this. So if I go down to the pricing section, you would see it comes with list, cost, block, and percentage of total. So these are the 4 pricing methods Salesforce CPQ ships out of the box. There is a separate video that covers pricing methods in detail. Please go ahead and look at that video to understand how pricing method works and how each of these are different from each other and how it drives the pricing mechanism. Now that we looked at how to create products in Salesforce CPQ, let's go ahead and see what subscriptions and perpetual products are. Products in Salesforce CPQ are configured either as subscriptions or perpetual products. This drives a lot of behavior in terms of pricing, contracting, and renewals. If a product is a subscription, a typical example would be subscription to Amazon Prime or Netflix, we are all familiar with. The Salesforce CPQ will prorate its price according to the quote term length. So if you define a price for a product, say price per year, for instance, what happens when you quote this product for 2 years? Salesforce CPQ handles that automatically with its built-in proration mechanism. So you can define a product with a price of, say, $240 per year, which is technically $20 a month. And if it is quoted for 2 years, then Salesforce CPQ knows it needs to double the price. Proration always happens for subscription products. Subscription products can be renewed from one contract to the next. These products have a concept of start date, end date, and term length. So at the end of the term, we could renew these products. This is only applicable for subscription products and not perpetual products. Say, for example, you have an Amazon Prime or a Netflix subscription for 1 year, you will have to renew it at the end of 1-year term to renew the subscription. Upon contracting, subscription products becomes subscriptions associated with a contract, whereas if it's a perpetual product, then it becomes an asset. That is one distinction between the contracting behavior based on the type of product. So for perpetual products, the price does not get prorated. It is usually a one-time purchase like buying a laptop or a smartphone or a car, for example. Perpetual products are not renewable, like I mentioned. It might still show up on renewals if necessary to support other calculations, say, for example, like percent of total maintenance. If there's a percent of total maintenance of like 20% of the hardware item, then we need to bring the perpetual product for calculation purposes into renewal opportunity. So, and upon contracting, these perpetual products becomes assets. Moving on, in order to get a product to behave as a subscription, there are 3 fields we need to set. The first is setting up subscription type, depending on the desired renewal behavior. So when we set this subscription type to renewable, CPQ includes this subscription in renewal codes. When we set it to one time, CPQ won't include this subscription in renewal codes. When you set it to evergreen, the subscription remains active until it is canceled. It cannot be renewed. If you set it to evergreen/renewable, users can define whether the subscription is renewable or evergreen on individual code lines in the code line editor. So one thing to note here is in Salesforce CPQ package settings, you need to select the subscriptions and renewal tabs and then select enable evergreen subscriptions. So enabling this setting lets users select evergreen or renewable/evergreen as product subscription type. Once selected, evergreen subscriptions cannot be disabled. You will still be able to remove those values from this pick list so that you can prevent users from selecting them. If this setting is not enabled, you would see subscription type to show just renewable and one time, as you see in the screenshot here. So the second thing to set up is subscription pricing. This should be set to either fixed price or % of total. So when you see fixed price, product gets its list price from the price book entry. When you say % of total, product's list price is a percentage of the code or a code line group or a bundle's total price. The third thing to set is the subscription term. This should always go hand in hand with the price defined for the product. For fixed price product, if we set the subscription term to 12 months, the price book entry should be the 12 months price. For % of total products, the percentage should reflect the term. Now let us get to the Salesforce CPQ application to see how a subscription product looks. So I'm on my products tab. I've already created a subscription product called the gift box subscription for the demo purpose. I have given a product name, product code, and I've made it active. If I scroll further down, you would notice that the pricing method is set to list to grab the price out of the price book. We need to set a few other fields to make this product behave like a subscription, like I mentioned earlier. So one is subscription pricing field that you see here. So this field says we want it to behave as a fixed price subscription because I've picked the value of fixed price under the subscription pricing field. So by setting this field, it instructs Salesforce CPQ that we need to treat this product as a subscription and we need to prorate it. We do have a subscription type as a field here under Salesforce CPQ workflow section. And to set if this product needs to be renewable or not, even though it is a subscription product, sometimes companies do not want it to be renewable. If we say renewable, then the product can be renewed at the end of its term. The product subscription type field lets you control how Salesforce CPQ handles renewals for your subscription products. Like I mentioned, there are multiple options here for selection. One is renewable, and there is one time. There is also evergreen and evergreen/renewable as options if you enable the package setting for them. And the other thing that we would set here is the subscription term. If I go a little about here, you will see this field called the subscription term. So this goes hand in hand with the price book entry. I have a subscription term of 12 months. And if I go to the related list on the products and go to the price book, you will notice that I have set $240 as the price for this product. So basically, what this means is I have a subscription term of 12 months and my price book entry, I have defined the price as $240. So this is $240 per 12 months. It would be pretty much the same if I said subscription term of 1 month and I had a price book entry of $20. That would be $20 per month, which is $240 per 12 months. So we have flexibility there in terms of how we want to define the products in terms of their subscription term, and price book entry we set for that. Always remember that the subscription term goes hand in hand with the price book entry defined. Now, if we move on talking about proration, there is a number of settings related to subscription and proration in the package setting. We have already covered this topic in the package setting video. I highly recommend that you go and revisit it because it has very good examples for different prorations. An important discussion also to have with the customer while discussing product setup, and especially if they do have subscriptions, then discuss the proration methods and ensure that you're configuring the package with the behavior that is in line with what the users are going to expect. Now, let us quickly look at how we configure products in Salesforce CPQ to match the pricing and the selling needs. You could configure products as product bundles. A bundle is a product with optional features or components that you want to include on a single quote line. Think of a laptop as an example here as a bundle. It comes with a charger and a docking station as its components. And it could have options like color or size of hardware or a memory to choose from. The next is MDQ products or the multi-dimensional coding products. So you can show a fixed price subscription product in a quote line editor as one quote line broken into segments. Each segment represents a unit of time, like a quarter, month, year, or a custom time frame, for instance, and has pricing and a quantity independent of the line's other segments. We call these products as MDQ products or multidimensional quoting products. They are useful if you want your sales reps to have detailed control over pricing specific units of time within one subscription. Here is a simple example of an MDQ product for a 12-month $4,000 subscription quoted for 4 years. So this example here is taken from Salesforce help documentation. Segments are repeated over the quotes term. In this case, our product has a subscription term of 12 months with yearly segments. So Salesforce creates one segment for each year of the quote's 4-year term. That's why we see the year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4 as segments here. Therefore, we have 4 segments with an initial price of $4,000 each. If you notice here, the list unit price is $4,000 for each of the segment. Each segment can be discounted or marked up independently of other segments. Again, if you notice here, we have given an additional discount of 10% for the first year segment, whereas for the remaining years, there is no additional discount that is being offered. Moving on to the subscription products, which we have covered in detail. Just to summarize, subscription products are services that run for a set period, such as a year-long support service. And like I mentioned, a subscription to an Amazon Prime or Netflix is a very good example here. So Salesforce CPQ automates pricing, prorating, and co-terminating subscriptions on contracts and renewals. The next one is the usage-based products. You can quote and price your products based on predefined rates for future consumption of the product or services that you're selling. So this price scales alongside usage, reducing initial purchase barriers and driving higher revenue. You can configure your units of usage and set up different pricing rates based on the usage volume. A typical example here would be your cell phone data plan or a postpaid calling plan that is built based on the usage. So that brings us to the end of this session on products. Just to summarize, we looked at what CPQ products are, what are subscriptions and perpetual products. We looked at a quick demo of how do we create products and how do we create subscription products. And we also looked at subscription products in length and how do you make a product behave like a subscription. And finally, we looked at how do we configure products in Salesforce CPQ and the 4 types of products that we have: the bundles, MDQ products, subscription products, and usage-based products. Thank you for listening in to the session today. Hope you find this session useful. Thank you, Apex Hours, for giving us the opportunity to host this session here today.